To our instructor, Dr. Abdani D. Bandera, and to my fellow classmates, a pleasant day. So today I will be discussing the topic which is entitled All About Marketing. So let's start first in Unit 1. So for Unit 1, it is entitled Introduction or Evolution of Market. So the concept of marketing is as old as other professions of the world. Marketing is indeed an ancient art. It has been practiced in one form or the other. The traditional objective of marketing had been to make the goods available at places where they are needed. This idea was later on changed by shifting the emphasis from exchange to satisfaction of human wants, which is known as modern marketing. However, in order to enrich the views of marketing, it is better to trace out the evolution. First one is the barter system. At this stage, human beings were in nomadic hunter stage. In this primitive period, the human beings were nothing more than hunters or food gatherers. The human beings with his surplus products approached and tried to exchange his product by accepting the products he needed, exchange of product for products. Next is the New Stone Age. So this stage is known as Agrarian period. In this stage, human beings develop a sense of belongingness and develop family units. As time passed, the division of labor began to play its role and the man started producing more than he needed and specialized in activities like carpenters, weavers, agriculturalists. So to dispose of the excess producing people assembled in the places called local markets, and later it developed into shops, bazaars, and etc. So the pre-industrial period, the difficulties of barter system were removed by adopting common mediums of exchange like copper, iron, etc. And later, this medium of exchange was changed to silver and gold. So at this stage, producers began to produce the products in larger quantities, employed the services of laborers in their factories and middlemen, so through whom sales were conducted appeared. So the industrial period, in this stage, home production was replaced by factory system and hand operations were replaced by machines. Because of the introduction of new inventions, along with the new machines, the production was on large scale. Mass productions were followed by large-scale consumption. In order that the product may reach the hands of the ultimate user, new methods of marketing appeared. So what really means when it comes to word market? So the term market is derived from the Latin word called mercatus, which means trade, merchandise, traffic, or place of business. In ordinary language, the term market refers to a certain place where buyers and sellers personally meet each other and make their purchases and sales. According to Carnot, market is meant not any particular place in which things are bought and sold, but the whole of any region in which the buyers and sellers are in such free intercourse with one another, and that the price of the same goods tends to equality easily and quickly. So another definition, according to Chapman, the term market refers not to a place but to a commodity or commodities and buyers and sellers who are in direct competition with one another. So what is the word marketing? What does really it mean? So marketing is a comprehensive term and it includes all resources and a set of activities necessary to direct and facilitate the flow of goods and services from producer to consumer in the process of distribution. is referred to a process of creating or directing an organization to be successful in selling of products or service that people not only desire but are willing to buy. So this is the tactics and strategies how you are going to sell your products effectively to the consumers. So the traditional meaning of marketing is clearly borne out by the definition given by Ralph S. Alexander and others. Marketing is the performance of business activities that direct the flow of goods and services from the producer to consumer or user. The modern concept of marketing was defined by E.F.L. Bridge as marketing is the process of determining consumer demand for a product or service, motivating its sales and distributing it into ultimate consumption at a profit. So by analyzing the above definition, we can define the term marketing as a business process which creates and keeps the customer. For marketing arena, the word arena is derived from Latin word arena, which means smooth or fine. Marketing arena is a process of composing of a large open space surrounded on most or all sides by varieties of products and brands. So for example, like this, the marketing arena, then it involves seeking, matching, and programming. So we say seeking, the purpose of seeking is to discover the customer and customer needs. The marketing opportunity is revealed through an analysis of the environment. Next is for matching. Marketing is a matching process. Why? Because customer demand has to be matched with the organizational resources and environmental limitations such as competition, government regulations, general economic conditions, and so on. For programming, the marketing program called the marketing mix, covering product, price, promotion, and distribution strategies, will be formulated and implemented to accomplish the twin objectives of customer satisfaction and profitability. For the objectives of marketing, first is the creation of demand. So with the creation of demand, the objective of marketing is to create demand through various means. A conscious attempt is made to find out the preferences and taste of the consumers. So goods and services are produced to satisfy the needs of the customers. Demand is also created by informing the customers the utility of various goods and services. Next is the customer satisfaction. This is very important when you are having a business. So the marketing manager must study the demands of customers before offering them any goods or services. Selling the goods or services is not that important as the satisfaction of customers' needs. Modern marketing is customer-oriented. It begins and ends with the customer. Next is the market share. Every business aims at increasing its market share. For example, the ratio of its sales to the sales in the economy. For instance, both Pepsi and Coke compete with each other to increase their market share. For this, they have adopted innovative advertising, innovative packaging, sales promotion activities, and etc. For generation of profits, the marketing department is the only department which generates revenue for the business. Sufficient profits must be earned as a result of sale of unsatisfying products. If the firm isn't earning profits, it will not be able to survive in the market. Moreover, profits are also needed for the growth and diversification of the firm. Next is the creation of goodwill and public image. To build up the public image of a firm over a period is another objective of marketing. So the marketing department provides quality products to customers at reasonable prices and thus creates its impact on the customers. Sixth is apply effective, intelligent, modern marketing policies. Changing growth rate, rapid technological change, and new aggressive rivals all made every marketing firm to adapt and respond to change for survival and prosperity. So it is necessary for the firms to scrutinize its expenditure and make maximum profits by adapting themselves to viable and matching methodologies, techniques, and practices. For example, time management, just in time, or you have your creativity. So, importance of marketing. So, for towards society, it is helpful in raising and maintaining the standard living of the community. For example, marketing is the creation and delivery of standard of living to the society by making available the uninterrupted supply of goods and services to consumers at a reasonable price. So, society comprises of three classes of people. Example, rich, middle, and poor. Everything which is used by these different classes of people is supplied by marketing. Next is creates employment. Yes, this is very true. Marketing is a complex mechanism involving many people in one form or another. So the major marketing functions are buying, selling, financing, transport, warehousing, risk-bearing, and etc. In each such function, different activities performed by a large number of individuals and bodies. Thus, marketing gives employment to many people. Next is helpful in development of an economy. Yes, part of the business world is they are developing the economy of a country. So marketing is the key to set the economy revolving. The marketing organizations more scientifically organized makes the economy strong and stable. The lesser the stress in the marketing function, the weaker will be the economy. Next is towards company. Helps in transfer, exchange, and movement of goods. So marketing makes goods and services available to customers through various intermediaries like wholesalers and retailers or etc. So marketing is helpful to both producers and consumers. Next, it can be a source of income and revenue. Marketing generates revenue by providing many opportunities in the process of buying and selling goods by creating time, place, and position utilities. So these income and profits are reinvested in the concern, thereby earning more profits in the future. Then, source of new ideas. So the concept of marketing is a dynamic concept. It has changed altogether with the passage of time. Such changes have far-reaching effects on the production and distribution. With the rapid change in taste and preference of people, marketing has to come up with the unique products. Next is approaches of marketing. So, the following are the most significant approaches of marketing. First is the commodity approach. So, with this approach, the focus of the study is on a specific commodity. So, under this approach, the study focuses on the flow of a certain commodity and its journey from the original producer right up to the final customer, and it includes conditions of supply, nature, and extent of demand. The distribution channels used, for example, agricultural products with wheat, jute, cotton represents the commodity approach. Next is institutional approach. Under this approach, the interest of marketers centers around the marketing agencies, for example, transport and service agencies, wholesalers, retailers, and banks, transport undertakings, insurance, and companies who participate in discharging their marketing responsibilities during the movement of distribution of goods. Next is for the functional approach. So under this approach, marketer concentrates his attention on the specialized function or activities like buying, selling, storage, risk-bearing, transport, and finance, and etc. So these functions are also studies in relation to given commodities and marketing institution in terms of their operational methods and system. Next is the managerial approach. So this approach is also known as decision-making approach. So the focus of this approach is on the decision-making process. The study encompasses discussion and planning, organizing, controlling, directing, and etc. So this approach is considered the most useful way of studying marketing activities. Next is societal approach. So this approach focuses on the social contributions and costs created by various marketing activities and institutions. So in this approach, the focus of study will be on the interactions between the various environmental factors and their impact on the well-being of society. Next is societal approach. So this approach focuses on the social contributions and costs created by various marketing activities and institutions. So in this approach, the focus of study will be on the interaction between the various environmental factors and their impact on the well-being of society. Next is a system approach. The approach recognizes the interrelations and interconnections among the components of a marketing system in which products, services, money, equipments, and information flow from marketers to consumers. So the focus of this approach will be on the analysis of marketing flows and communication. For the marketing concept or philosophy or orientation, so according to Professor Robert F. Hartley, marketing concept is an integration of marketing activities directed towards customer satisfaction. So this philosophy undergone a thorough and gradual change since the Industrial Revolution. So first one is production orientation philosophy. So this production marketing concept was built on good wine needs no push. So this philosophy states that if the product is really good and the price is reasonable, there is no need for special marketing efforts. The assumptions of this concept are anything that can be produced can be sold. The most important task of management is to keep the cost of production down. Next is a firm should produce only certain basic products. So for example, if it is a good product, then probably it will be a good sales. Next is the sales orientation philosophy. The essence of philosophy is goods are not bought but sold. That means we're making available the best product is not enough. Marketing becomes fruitful only when they get into aggressive salesmanship, effective advertisement, sales promotion, and public relations, and etc. are top most important for creating demand. So the assumptions of this philosophy are producing the best possible product, finding the buyer for the product. The management's main task is to convince the buyers through high pressure tactics if necessary. Next is customer orientation philosophy. This philosophy study understand the needs, wants, desire, and values of potential consumers and produce the goods in the light of these findings so that consumers' specifications are met totally. So the assumptions are the firm should produce only that product as desired by the customer or consumer. So the management is to integrate all its activities in order to develop programs to satisfy the consumer's wants. Next is the management is to be guided by long-range profit goals rather than quick sales. So social orientation philosophy. It cares for not only consumer satisfaction but for consumer welfare or social welfare. So the assumptions of this philosophy are the firm is to produce only those products that are wanted by consumers. The firm is to be guided by long-term profit goals rather than quick sales. The firm should discharge its social responsibilities. So the management is to integrate the firm resources and activities to develop programs to meet these individual, consumer, and social needs. Next is, what is the difference between traditional and modern marketing? So when we say selling and marketing, selling is mere the exchange of goods and for money between the seller and the buyer. So marketing is more comprehensive term. It includes not only selling but also other activities which helps center of the production to the center of consumption. So selling comes at the end of the manufacturing cycle. So marketing comes at the beginning of the manufacturing cycle. Selling is concerned with the creation of mere possession or ownership utility. So marketing is concerned with creation of place, time, and position utility. Selling focuses on the product while marketing focuses on the customers. Selling is product-oriented while marketing is consumer-oriented. It emphasizes on the needs of sellers, so it emphasizes on the needs of buyers. So functions of marketing. First is function of change. First is buying. In buying, there would be planning, contractual, assembling, and negotiation. Second is selling, product planning, contractual, demand creation, and negotiation. For the functions of physical supply, there would be transportation and storage. In facilitating functions, we have financing, risk-bearing, market information, standardizations, pricing, branding, packaging, salesmanship, and advertising. So there are three functions of marketing: function of change, functions of physical supply, facilitating functions. So let's start with function of change. So buying is one of the functions of change that refers to all such activities in the assembling of goods, rather a single ownership and control. So this function involves the following: planning. The buyers must plan in order to determine their needs. Business buyers must study their own markets to know the quantity and quality of goods that they are required by final users. Next is contractual. So this involves finding out the sources of supply, keeping in touch with them to get the goods quickly, reasonably, and sufficiently and regularly. So assembling, this is one of the important functions for goods produced in different places must be assembled in order to serve promptly the needs of manufacturers, wholesalers, retailers, and consumers. Next is negotiation. The terms and conditions of purchase are negotiated with the seller. After this final agreement are made, the transfer of titles takes place. Next is selling. Selling is a sum of total activities that push the commodities to buyers at a profitable price. Next is it includes the following: product planning, planning or forecasting of the consumer wants and desire in terms of price, quality, quantity, time, etc., to meet the requirements of consumers demanded by them. Next is contractual. In this function, the seller finding out and locating the consumers, establishing and maintaining relationship with them. Next is demand creation. This includes all efforts of sellers to induce buyers to purchase their products. In order to increase sales, demands, creational efforts like personal selling, advertising, etc. are undertaken by seller. Next is negotiation. Negotiations are the terms of quality, quantity, price of the product, time, and mode of transport. Payments, and etc. are to be made with the prospective buyers. Next is the function of physical supply. First is the transportation. The transportation refers to the physical movement of goods from places of production to places of consumption. So the transport function of the marketing involves the selection of particular mode of transport depending on the speed and cost. Next is the storage. So storage refers to the holding and preserving goods between the time of their production and the time of their sale. It facilitates the steady and continuous flow of commodities to the market throughout the year, and it also helps to adjust the supply of goods to the demand. Next is facilitating function. Financing, the service providing the credit and money needed to meet the final requirements of various agencies engaged in the various marketing activities. Even though finance smoothens the process of exchange and acts as a lubricating oil to the wheel of marketing. Next is risk-bearing. Marketing involves a number of risks. The risk may be loss of goods due to fire, flood, cyclone, earthquake, theft, etc. Some of these risks can be avoided through proper planning like insurance and hedging. Next is market information. The function of marketing information refers to the collection, analysis, interpretations, and communication of marketing information to the concerned people for efficient marketing. Next is standardization. It's a measure of designation for quantity. It consists of list of specification based on size, color, appearance, shape, amount of moisture. In other words, refers to the act of grading. Next is pricing. Pricing is the process of determining the value of product or service in terms of money before it is offered to the market for sale. Next is branding. Branding is the process of identifying the name of a producer with his product by affixing to the product the trade name are represented by words or design. For example, it's Ewell branded Vanaspati as Dauda. Next is for the packaging. Packaging is the use of containers and wrapping materials plus decoration and labeling to protect the product, to help and promote its sales, and to make it convenient for the customer to use. In short, it is the art of designing and producing the package for a product. Next is salesmanship. This is the process of understanding, appreciating, and influencing customers to buy a commodity or service for mutual benefit. Next is advertising. Advertising means informing the public about the existence of particular product or service, stimulating their desire for the product or service and inducing them to buy the same. Next is the marketing environment. Marketing does not exist in vacuum. It exists in a world of concrete places and things, natural resources, important abstractions, and living persons. It has to interact and transact with its environment. The term marketing environment refers to the forces and factors that affect the organization's ability to build and maintain good relationship with its customers. In other words, marketing environment refers to all those internal and external factors which impact the performance of the product or firm for its decision making. So marketing environment involves the following: the internal environment, the ethical force, human resource, financial resource, production resource, and research and development. For the external environment, we have two categories, the micro and the macro. So for the micro, we have competitor, customers, supplier, intermediaries, public, workers, and union. For the macro, we have demographic, economic, cultural, political, and legal, technological, and natural. Let's first tackle in internal environment. It is composed of elements with the organization, including current employees, management, and especially corporate culture, which defines employee behavior. Although some of the elements affect the organization as a whole, others affect only the manager. First is the ethical force. Almost every business conducts their marketing operations based upon the business ethics and morals, which are all absolutely essential to establish a positive reaction in the marketing world. The business community must have their ethical responsibility while delivering the goods to the society, otherwise it leads to negative impression. Human resource. The characteristics of human resource will also contribute to success or failure of business enterprise. Characteristics like employee skill, efficiency, attitude, perception, moral risk-taking capacity, etc. may vary from employee to employee and from organization to organization. Training and monitoring changing behavior of employees is required to hold work efficiency. Next is final resource. It's like financial policies, apparatus, financial position, and capital structure are also important internal elements affecting marketing activities, performance strategies, and decisions. For the production resource, raw materials of the company and their utility also affect the decision of the company. Productive capacity, technology, and efficiency of productive apparatus, distribution, logistics, etc. are all the factors influence the competitiveness of a business firm. Next is the research and development. Effective decision making may be possible when there is a mind of innovation in the organization. In this fast-moving corporate world, it is needed for a company to make decisions to suit changing environment, also for sustainability of the organization for a long period. Next is for the external environment. The external environment is composed of all the outside factors or influences that impact the operation of business. The business must act or react to keep up the flow of operations. In other words, they are generally uncontrollable factors because the factors are beyond the control of the company. For example, it can be divided, as I mentioned a while ago, micro and micro environment. For the microenvironment, is also called task and operating environment, where it studies the small part or individual unit of the business. First one is the competitors. No company can enjoy monopoly in this business world. Today's competitive environment consists of certain basic things which every firm has to take note of. A firm competitors includes not only the other firms, in which they also market to the consumers. Competition has two different senses today, market and are. First is the brand competition. For example, Philips TV face competition from other companies like Videocon, Onida, BPL, etc. This is called brand competition. Next is product form competition. If consumer wants to purchase two-wheeler, the next question is in his mind with gear or without gear, self-starter or quick starter, etc. This is called product form competition. Next, customer. According to Peter F. Drucker, there is only valid definition of business purpose, that is to create a customer, and thus the major task of business is to create and sustain customers, because business exists only because of its customers. Customers may be of different categories like individuals, household, industries, and other commercial establishments and government. Monitoring the customer sensitivity leads to business success. Next is suppliers. Suppliers are those who supply the inputs to the company. Supplier behavior and attitude may also affect the company. Hence, multiple sources of supply often help to reduce such risk of the business concern. For example, Toyota always have some precautionary measures on suppliers, so they print supplier's guide. Next is for marketing intermediaries. So it includes middlemen such as agents and merchants who help the company to find customers and sell the product to them. They are vital links between the company and the final consumers. A wrong choice or dislocation of the link may cost the company heavily. Both the company and the intermediary are responsible for following aspects. So the company should review the performance of middlemen periodically. Middlemen always help the company to overcome the discrepancies in quantities, place, time, and possession. Next is the public. Literally, word public refers to people in general. So, according to Philip Kotler, a public is any group that has an actual or potential interest in or impact on a company's ability to achieve its objectives. Companies must put their primary energy into effectively managing the relationships with their various public, like supplier, customer, media, competitor, distributors, investors, bankers. Workers and their union. Workers are the pillars of the company, so the workers now prefer to join trade unions, where it protects their interest, improve their working conditions, etc. From the company's point of view, industrial relation is more important to improve the company. Otherwise, conflict between labor and management leads to sick unit. Next is the macro environment. It is also known as general or remote environment. It studies the larger part of the business in general. For example, the demographic environment is the study of human population in terms of size, density, and distribution. This includes age, sex, marital status, ethnic status. Next is economic. Marketing depends on the economic environment to sell the finished goods. Inflation, varying interest rates, supply of money, demonetization, etc. will influence the demand and willingness for a product. Next is a cultural. Culture is understood as the complex whole which includes knowledge, belief, arts, morals, law, customs, and other capabilities and habits acquired by the individual as a member of a society. For example, American brand of car named Nova. In Spanish it means star, but in spoken it means it does not go or come alive due to the public demand the name get changed. Next is political and legal. So this factor influences the operations of marketing, which includes government regulations, policies, declaration, nature of a constitution, and etc. So for example, USA attracts international traders through its political stability and dynamic government. Next is technological. According to Jane K. Galbraith, a technology is a systematic application of scientific organized knowledge to practical tasks. So the company engaged with the innovations, invention, and findings led them to implement their business ideas which result to profit and growth. Next is nurtural. Manufacturing is one of the essential part of marketing activities in which it totally depends on the nature and environment of its inputs like raw materials, water, fuel, and etc. For the market segmentation is strategy of divide and conquer, dividing the market in order to conquer them. So it refers to the division of total market into a sub-market. It's called as market segmentation. So according to Kotler, market segmentation refers to the process of classifying customers to groups with different needs, characteristics, age, sex, or behavior. According to Stanton, market segment consists of taking the total heterogeneous market for a product and dividing it into several sub-markets or segment, each of which tends to be homogeneous in all significant aspects. So by analyzing the above definition, we can define the term market segment as the process of dividing the larger market into several sub-markets. First is the idea screening. Marketers have to evaluate all ideas and inventions. Poor or bad ideas are dropped and through the process of elimination only. So most promising and profitable ideas are picked up for further detailed investigation and research. Screening should avoid two errors: rejecting an idea that could become a very successful product, accepting an idea that later fails. Next is concept development and testing. At this stage, marketers incorporate consumer meaning into product ideas. Concept testing helps the company to choose the best among the alternative product concepts. So consumers are called upon to offer their comments in the precise written description of the product concept, viz. the attributes and expected benefits. First is the standard testing. Here testing done on a small number of representative cities. Next is controlled testing. Testing done in a few stores that have agreed to carry new products for a fee. Next is stimulated testing. Testing done on shopping environment by providing a sample to consumers. Next is business analysis. Once this management has decided on the marketing strategy, it can evaluate the attractiveness of the business proposal. So business analysis involves the review of projected sales, costs, and profits to find out whether they satisfy a company's objectives. So if they do, the product can move to the product development stage. Next is the product development program. So this stage includes three types. When a paper is duly converted into physical product, it includes prototype development, giving visual image of the product, consumer testing of the model or prototype, branding, packaging, and labeling. So consumer testing of the mail products will provide the ground for final selection of the most promising model for mass production and mass distribution. Next is test marketing. At this stage, the product and the marketing program are introduced to more realistic market settings. Test marketing gives the marketer an opportunity to tweak the marketing mix before going into the expense of a product launch. Cost of test marketing can be enormous, and it can also allow competitors to launch a me-too product or even sabotage the testing so that the marketer gets good results. Next is commercialization. At this stage, new product development has gone mainstream. Consumers are purchasing the goods and technical support is consistently monitoring progress. Keeping distribution pipelines loaded with product is an integral part of the process too. Refreshing advertisements during this stage will keep products' name firmly supplanted into the minds of customers who induces to make purchases. Next is the product life cycle or PLC. PLC is a phase of 5 cycle which helps the marketer to make a pre-plan before making entry of new product into the market. The PLC provides market characterized by more sales and bad market characterized by low sales. In short, it deals with increasing sales volume and sales revenue. Once the product gets commercialized, it competes with rivals for making sales and earning profits. Product have a length of life. This is called PLC. In other words, PLC is a process where a product introduced to a market grows in popularity and then removed from market. So marketing strategies refers to the process of unified, comprehensive, and integrating the marketing plans in order to maintain marketing position, company image, and try to hold profitability at desired levels. Next, first marketing strategy is the introduction stage. This will include the following: product branding and quality level established, intellectual property protections such as trademarks, copyrights, and patents, etc. are obtained. Pricing may be low, penetration to market share rapidly. Distribution is selective until consumers show acceptance of the product. Promotion is aimed at innovators and early adopters. So marketing communication seeks to build product awareness and educate potential consumers about the product. Next is the growth stage. In this stage, the firm seeking to build brand preference and increase market share. The marketing strategies includes: first, the product quality is maintained and additional features and support services may be added. So pricing is maintained as firm as enjoys increasing demand and with little competition. Distribution channels are added as demand increases and customers accept the product. Then promotion is aimed at a broader audience. Next is the maturity stage. This product to survive or this stage tend to spend longest in this phase. The marketing strategies includes: product features may be enhanced to differentiate the product from that of the competitors. Pricing may be lower because of new competition. Next is the distribution becomes more intensive. Promotion emphasizes product differentiation. Next is decline. At this point, there is a downturn in the market. The marketing strategies includes maintain the product, passively rejuvenating it by adding new features and finding new uses. Harvest the product, reduce costs, and continue to offer it, possibly to a loyal niche segment. Discontinue the product, liquidating remaining inventory or selling it to another firm that is willing to continue the product. Next is causes for failure of new product. Generally, it is witnessed that many products entering to the market may not reach the target of sales and profits. Introduction of new substitutes, technological innovations, consumers who are selective in their choice of products, etc., reduce the span of life of products. The following are the general causes for the failure. First, the lack of product uniqueness. Any product that does not satisfy unique needs of consumers fails to dislodge more established brands available. Customers must comprehend the new product's advantages. Unless sound communication strategies support the introduction of a new product, failure usually follows. Next is poor planning. Companies must have a game plan that carries them through every stage and aspect of product's life. The plan is to care for consumers. Many forces are at work that alter consumers' needs and wants for products. Lifestyle change, population, age and preferences change. Similarly, needs of industrial buyers are affected by changing business opportunities, shortage of energy and material, technological advance, and so on. Next is poor timing. The market succeeds depends on to a large extent the availability of the company to launch a product at a time where consumer demand is at its highest. Though it may not always be desirable to be the first to enter the market, undue delay or an opportunity time may mean that the demand of the product demonstrated during consumer testing phase might vanish by the time the product is launched. In consumerization, time has its strategic importance in product success. Next is the misguided enthusiasm. So it so happens that there will be either an underestimation of the strength of competitors or an overestimation of one's own capabilities, which will be shattered very soon by actual product performance. So this can happen when executives want to market a particular product because it is tied with their personal ambitions in a company. Therefore, planners should rely on only authentic and unbiased information reading the future, which is uncertain. Next is product deficiencies. Many times, technical product deficiencies are the common cause of new product failure. Engineers and product technocrats are capable of giving the best laboratory products by over-engineering. This is a good so far as technical superiority is concerned over competitors. Next is high cost of production. If new product is produced at a high cost, it will lead to high prices and eventual to low volume than anticipated. Production problem. If marketer cannot produce sufficient quality to meet the market demand, it might be easily exploited by the competitors. Next is branding. It is the process of identifying the name of the producer with his product by fixing the product or its container to trade name or brand represented by words or designs. Brand includes the brand name, which vocalize. It consists of words, letters, and numbers. Next is brand mark, which can recognize but is not alterable, such as a symbol, design, or distinctive coloring or lettering. Next is, according to Professor Myers and Batra, branding is the process of transforming the product, adding value for enhanced consumer satisfaction. Next is features of branding, simple and easy to pronounce, easy to recognize and remember, new and attractive. It should be legally safe, should reflect the nature of the product, and suggestive. Next, classification brands. First, manufacturer's brand. Brand which is owned by the manufacturer and registered as a trademark under the manufacturer's name is referred to a manufacturer's brand. For example, Colgate is brand name with toothpaste given by Palmolive India Corporation. Next is distributor's brand. Brand owned by distributor is referred to as distributors or private brand. It's private because the manufacturer is not identified. Next is individual brand, where each item, product in product line carries an independent brand name. It's called individual brand. Example, HUL are given names, Rinse, Surf, and etc. Next, family brand. The products manufactured by company or sold under a single brand name is called family branding. For example, Tata Group, Bajaj, etc. This brand is also known as blank brand. Next is national brand. In case the same brand name is used throughout the country to market the product, it is national brand. For example, Parle Products Private, Cadbury's India's products. Then regional brand, where a brand name is used and the product is promoted in a particular geographical area. It is regional brand. For example, Nandini, the brand name for milk supplied by Karnataka Milk Federation, is popular only in the state Karnataka. Next is for packaging. Use a wrapper or container which product is enclosed, encased, or sealed. So according to Cutler, packaging is the activity of designing and producing the container wrapper for a product. In short, packaging is the art of designing and producing the package for a product. Kinds and strategies of packaging. First is family packaging, in which packages of the entire product line of company closely resemble one another, or alternatively, major features of packages in respect of the entire product line closely resemble one or another. Next is reuse packaging. In this strategy, the company offers product in such a package which may be reused for other purposes. Next is multiple packaging. So in this packaging, a number of products to be used by one consumer placed in a single package. For example, Zodiac people offer a shirt, necktie, and kerchief in one package packs. Next is ecological packaging. In order to preserve the physical environment, a company may formulate a compatible packaging strategy. For example, cloth bags instead of plastic bags. Next is Unit 3 for pricing, meaning the definition of pricing. Pricing is one of the 4 elements of marketing mix along with product, place, and promotion. Pricing strategy is the most important. Companies wish to achieve success by finding the price point where they can maximize sales and profits. Price may be defined as the value of a product attributes expressed in a monetary terms which a consumer pays. So according to Stanton, price is the amount of money which is needed to acquire in exchange of some combined assortment of product and its accompanying services. And according to Adam Smith, the price of everything, what everything really costs in the toil and trouble of acquiring it. By analyzing the above definition, you can define the term price is the money value of a product or service. Money price equal to bundle of expectations or satisfaction. So objectives of pricing: achieving the target ROI. Every concern with the objective to achieve a certain rate of return on investment and frame the pricing policy in order to achieve that rate. Target may be a fixed percentage of sales, return on investment, a fixed rupee amount. For example, companies decided to earn 20% return on total investment of 3 crore rupees must then price a product in a way that it can earn 60 lakh rupees. Next is control cash flow. A principal pricing objective is to return cash as much as possible within a given period. Investment in research and development, market development, promotion, etc. should pay back within a specific period. Capital expenditure, any project must be recovered within a certain period. Payback or cash flow objectives fits in easily with other corporate objectives. Next is price stability. Company with stable price is ranked high in the market. Company formulates pricing policies and strategies to eliminate seasonal and cyclical fluctuations. Stability in price has a good impression on the buyers. Frequent changes in pricing affect adversely the prestige of the company. Achieving market share. Sometimes price and pricing are taken as a tool to increase its market share. When a company assumes that its market share is below than expected, it can raise it by appropriate pricing. Pricing is aimed at improving market share. Next is prevention from competition. Pricing can be used as one of the effective means to fight against competition and business rivalries. Lesser prices are charged by some of firms to keep their competitors out of the market, but a firm cannot afford to charge fewer prices over a long period of time. Next is prevention from competition. Pricing can be used as one of the effective means to fight against competition and business rivalries. Lesser prices are charged by some firms to keep their competitors out of the market, but a firm cannot afford to change fewer prices over a long period of time. Win confidence of customers. So the phase prevention is better than cure is equally applicable here. If competitors are kept away, no need to fight with them. To achieve the objective, a company keeps its price as low as possible to minimize profit attractiveness of products. In some cases, a company reacts offensively to prevent entry of competitors by selling product even at a loss. Next, importance of pricing. Pricing is taken as a major function of open market system or free industrial system. Price of product or services affect wages, cost, interest, and profit. So price of any product affects the price paid for the factors of production, such as labor, land, capital, and entrepreneurship. In other words, price is very important in determining demand and supply of goods or services. So pricing plays a decisive role in smooth functioning market-oriented economy. Next is importance of pricing in the business firm. The price of any product becomes the major determinant of its market demand. Price of the product of any firm influences competitive situation and market share. Similarly, the price directly contributes to the income and net profit of a firm. On the whole, among the marketing activities of a firm, pricing is such a sensitive aspect to which the consumers, competitive firms, and government are directly concerned. Next, importance of pricing to customers. Price is important in selecting goods according to the needs and financial capacity of consumers. So the price makes the customers confident about the quality of the goods they buy. Generally, high price makes the customer perceive good quality of the product. When the price of goods falls down, the customers are more attracted towards the goods, and when their income level declines, they like to buy low-priced goods. So price of goods affects customers' benefits. Next is the methods of pricing. We have the cost-oriented method and market-oriented method. First, in the cost-oriented method, we have cost-plus pricing, markup pricing, break-even pricing, target return pricing, and for the market-oriented method, we have perceived value pricing, going rate pricing, competitors pricing, premium pricing, discount pricing. And break-even pricing, target return pricing, early cash cover pricing, and for the market-oriented, we have competitors pricing, premium pricing, discount pricing, sealed bid pricing, and differentiated pricing, which is composed of customer segment, time pricing, area pricing, and product form pricing. So let's begin with cost-oriented methods. First one is cost-oriented pricing. Cost pricing involves adding a certain percentage to cost in order to fix the price. Next is markup pricing. It's a variation of cost pricing. In this case, markups are calculated as a percentage of the selling price and not as percentage of the cost price. Firms that use cost-oriented methods use markup pricing. The following used to determine markup pricing is markup pricing equals average unit cost or selling price. Break-even pricing. In this case, firms determines the level of sales needed to cover all the relevant fixed and variable costs. The break-even price is the price at which the sale revenue is equal to the cost of goods sold. In other words, there is neither profit nor loss. Next is target return pricing. In this case, the firm sets prices in order to achieve particular level of return or investment. The target return price can be calculated by the following formula. However, this method helps to ensure that prices exceed all costs and therefore contribute to profit. Next is early cash recovery pricing. So some firms may fix a price to realize early recovery of investment involved. When market forecasts suggest that the life of a market is likely to be short, such as in the case of fashion-related products or technology-sensitive products. So this method is used to maximize short revenues and reduce the firm's medium-term risk. For the market-oriented methods, perceived value pricing is a good number of firms fix the price of their goods and services on the basis of customers' perceived value. They consider customers' perceived value as the primary factor for fixing prices, and the firm cost as secondary. The customer's perception can be influenced by several factors such as advertising, sales on techniques, effective sales force, and after-sale service staff. Next is going rate pricing. First, competitors' variety method. A firm is set to same price as that one of the major competitor. Next is premium pricing. A firm may charge a little higher if its product has some additional feature and special features as compared to major competitors. Next is discount pricing. A firm may charge a little lower price if its products lack certain features as compared to major competitors. Next is sale bid pricing. Pricing is adopted in case of large orders or contracts, especially those of industrial buyers or government departments. The firm submitted sealed bids for jobs in response to an advertisement. Next is differentiated pricing, which is composed of customer segment pricing, or charge different prices for the same product or service depending on the size of the order, payment terms, and so on. It includes for the time pricing, charge of the same product service at different timings or season. It includes off-peak pricing, where low products are charged during low demand turnings or season. Area pricing are charged from the same product in different market areas. Next is here different purchase products are priced differently but not for the product form pricing. Priced differently but not proportionately to their respective cost. Next is pricing policies, methods, and strategy types. So, in which the same price is offered to every customer who purchases the product under the same condition. It is a policy by which the company determines the wholesale and retail prices for its product or services. First is price skimming or high price policy. Applied when a new product is introduced, the product is brought to a market at a high initial price. So this strategy is followed in case of products which have a very short life and quickly become obsolete, such as electronic gadgets, fashionable products, books, magazines covering current issue, and etc. Next is penetration pricing or low price policy. The introductory price of product is low, which means subsequently increase. This idea behind entering the product with a low selling price is to attract customers towards market and increase the market coverage, which results in higher volume production and consequently reduces cost. Next is premium pricing. Strategies establish a price higher than a competitor's. Premium pricing can be a good strategy for companies entering the market with a new market and hoping to maximize revenue during the early stages of the product life cycle. Customers towards the market and increase the market coverage, but results in higher volume production and consequently reduces cost. Next is premium pricing. It's a strategy that establishes a price higher than the competitors. Premium pricing can be a good strategy for companies entering the market when new market and hoping for maximized revenue during the early stages of the product life cycle. Next is psychological pricing. This strategy is commonly used by marketers in the prices they establish for their products. For instance, 99 retails psychological less in the minds of consumers than retails 100. It's a minor distinction that can make a big difference. Next is geographic pricing. A producer may cover a wide area for the distribution of this product. The distance and transportation costs involved in moving the products from the place of production to different regions for marketing. It plays a pivotal role in fixing the selling price. Next is for the selling prices, a single pricing. If a single price is charged without discriminating between regions and customers, it is single price policy. Example, Hindustan Unilever Corporation sell their products at a single price throughout the country. Next is location pricing. The price will be dependent on the location of supplier, products, or service. Next is variable pricing, where the selling price charge is varied from customer to customer depending on his bargaining capability. It is variable pricing. Next is bundle pricing. A group of products sold as package is called a product bundle or bundle pricing. The price of the bundle includes the price of all individual products constituting the bundle. Next is time pricing. The price charge is related to time. It is time pricing. Next is product line pricing. A product line has different brands or models of a product, where the prices of each model or brand is different from the other. Factors influencing pricing policy. First is the cost. Play a vital role in pricing policy of an organization. By understanding the cost, marketers can judge profitability in advance. So, by comparing costs with those of competitors, it is possible to assess production efficiency and estimate the relative profits each competitor can expect at various prices. Pricing objectives of the company will also play a crucial role in policy. Price based on the objectives set by the company. Example, the company can be classified into first, maintaining ROI. Next is stability in prices. Next is maximizing profits. Next is meeting competition. So company may consider any one or more of the objectives listed above before the price is fixed. Next is demand. Demand is usually depicted by demand curve. Marketers use the curve to estimate changes in total demand for a product based on differing prices. Elasticity is measured and price is decided based on the type of elasticity. Next is competition. Determination price is influenced by present and potential competition. The competitor's price helps the firm in setting its price. The company should carefully study the competitor's price and the consumer's reaction towards each competitor's offer. Next is distribution channel. Goods are made available to the consumer through middlemen. Each one of them has to be compensated for the services rendered. This compensation should be included in the ultimate price and consumer base. Next is the government. Government interferences control prices. The buying of taxes, etc. will also influence pricing policy of an organization. So if a government increases tax, the ultimate consumer will have to pay more for the product due to the increased tax component added in the price. Next is economic conditions. Economic condition prevailing in the company influences price fixation. Usually prices are raised during inflation because of increase in costs. During periods of depression, prices are reduced as survival becomes a problem. Next is ethical considerations. Sometimes company may sell certain products not for making profits but as a public welfare measure. For example, a company may sell certain life-saving drugs or vaccines at a price which covers only the cost of production. Next is types of buyers. Price fixation is largely dependent on types of consumers. Differently, buyers may have different motives and values. Quality, safety, status, symbol, and beauty are the four different considerations buyer can serve. Thus, pricing decision is based on perceived value of customers. Next is product differentiation. Product differentiation is one of the marketing strategies to reach many customers. Many products can be differentiated in form, size, shape, color, coating, physical structure. Based on these factors, price also varies. For the Unit 4, channels of distribution, Channel of distribution is pathway, or course, or route through which product delivered is spread out. It defines as distribution channel as structure of intra-company organization units and extra-company agent and dealers, wholesale and retail, through which a commodity product or service is marketed. That is according to American Marketing Association. For Cutler, distribution channels is a set of firms and individuals that take title or assist in transferring title to the particular good on services as it moves from the producer to the consumer. So by analyzing the above definition, you can refer to distribution channel as an independent organization involved in the process of making a product or service available for use or consumption. Next is marketing channel functions. First is research. It is concerned with gathering information necessary for planning and facilitating exchange. Next is promotion, concerned with the development and dissemination of persuasive communications about the offer. Next is contact. It is concerned with searching out, communicating with the prospective buyers. Next is matching. It is concerned with shaping and fitting the offers to the buyer's requirements like grading, assembly, and packaging. Next is negotiation. Here's the attempt is to reach final agreement on price and other terms of the offer so that transfer of ownership or possession can be effected. Next is physical distribution. It is concerned with transporting and storing of the goods. Next is financing. It is concerned with acquisition, dispersal of funds to cover the cost of channel work. Next is risk-taking. It is concerned with the making assumption of risk in connection with carrying out the channel work. Classification of distribution or intermediaries or channels. First is the zero-level channel. It is known as direct channel. It consists of manufacturers selling directly to consumers. The major direct channels selling are door-to-door selling, mail order selling, and manufacturer-owned stores. So, for zero-level channel, it is from manufacturer to consumer. Next is one-level channel. It contains only one selling intermediary form of retailer. In this channel, manufacturer depends on the retailer for selling his product. So from manufacturer to retailer to consumer. Next is two-level channel. It contains two intermediaries in the form of wholesalers and retailers through whom the manufacturer channelizes his products to consumer. For example, from manufacturer, wholesaler to retailer and consumer. Next is three-level channel. It contains three intermediaries. The jobber is the new entry here. The task of jobber is to intervene between the wholesaler and retailers. That is, jobber buys from wholesalers and sells to the retailers of small scale who are not serviced by the large wholesalers. The jobber is known as semi-wholesaler. So the three-level channel is composed of manufacturer, wholesaler, jobber, retailer, and then to consumer. So types of classification and distribution channel. So this one, the consumer channel, industrial channel, and service channels. Consumer channels may reach out consumer directly without using distribution channels or by using one or more distribution channel members. For manufacturer to consumer, the company contacts customers directly through salesperson, mail, telephone, or internet and makes sales. The products are sent directly to customers by the manufacturer, for example, Avon Cosmetics, Tupperware, Aquaguard, and Amazon.com. Next is manufacturer to retailer to consumer. Retailers have grown in size. Growth in retailers' size means it has become economic for manufacturers to supply directly to retailers rather than through wholesalers. Next is manufacturer to wholesaler to retailer to consumer. For small retailers with limited order quantities, the use of wholesaler makes economic sense. Wholesalers buy in bulk from producers and sell smaller quantities to numerous retailers. For manufacturer to agent to wholesaler to retailer to consumers, a company uses channel when it enters foreign markets. It does not have enough sales to warrant the setting up of sales and distribution infrastructure, and therefore, it delegates the task of selling its product to an agent who does not take title to the goods. The agent contacts wholesalers in the foreign market and receives commissions on sales. Next, industrial channels. First is the manufacturer to industrial customer. This needs to be a close relationship between the manufacturer and the customer. Because the product affects the operation of the buyer, the seller has to participate in many activities like installation, commissioning, quality control, and maintenance jointly with the buyer. The seller is responsible for many aspects of operation of a product long after the product is sold. Next is manufacturer to agent to industrial consumer. A company that sells industrial products can employ the services of an agent may sell a range of products from several producers on a commission basis. Such an arrangement spreads selling costs and is beneficial to companies who do not have the resources to set up their own sales and distribution operation. Next is manufacturer to distributor to industrial customer. For less expensive, more frequently purchased products, distributors are used. The company has both internal and field sales staff. Internal staff deals with customer and distributor-generated inquiries and other placing, order follow-up, and checking inventory levels. Next is manufacturer to agent to distributor to industrial customer. So the manufacturer employs an agent rather than a dedicated sales force to serve distributors mainly because it is less expensive to do so. The agent may sell the goods of several suppliers to an industrial distributor who further sells it to the business user. Next is service channels. Distribution channels for services are usually short and either directly or used as an agent. First, the service provider to consumer or industrial customer. Agents are used when the service provider is geographically away from customers, when it is economical for the provider to establish its own local sales team. Next is service provider via internet to consumer or industrial customer. Increasingly, services like music, software solutions, and financial information are being distributed via internet. It's a very useful channel for information product, for example, e-tickets. Factors governing by criteria for selecting a channel of distribution. First is the nature of the product. With perishability. The products that are perishable in nature are distributed by employing a shorter channel of distribution so that goods could be delivered to the consumers. Next is product lines. Different products in the same line sells directly or through retailers and lesser time is consumed in their distribution. On the other hand, a manufacturer dealing only in one item appoints sole selling agents, wholesalers, and retailers for selling the product. Next is technical nature of product. Industrial products that are highly technical in nature are usually distributed directly to the industrial users and take lesser time and adopt shorter channel of distribution. In this case, after-sale service and technical advice is provided by the manufacturer to the consumers. Next is the nature of the market. This is another factor influencing the choice of proper channel of distribution. The number of prospective buyers. If the number of buyers is likely to be more, the distribution channel will be long. On the other hand, if the channel of consumers is expected to be less, the manufacturer can effectively sell directly to consumers by appointing salesmen. Next is the size of the order. If the size of the order placed by the customer is big, direct selling can be undertaken by the manufacturer as in case of industrial goods. But where the size of order is small, middlemen are appointed to distribute the products. For the geographic concentration of market, where the customers are concentrated at one particular place or market, distribution channel will be short and the manufacturer can directly supply the goods in that area by opening his own shops or sales depot. Next is buying habits of customers. This includes taste, preferences, likes, and dislikes of customers. So customers also expect certain services like credit and personal attention, and after-sales service, etc. So all these factors greatly influence the choice of distribution channel. That's the nature of middlemen. Marketing intermediaries are vital components in the distribution of goods. First is the cost of distribution. The middleman is one of the main considerations to be taken into account by manufacturer. Higher cost of distribution will result in the increased cost of product. The manufacturer should select the most economical distribution channel. Next, the availability of desired middlemen. May not be available for the distribution of goods. They may be busy in dealing with the competitive products. Under such circumstances, the manufacturer has to make his own arrangements by opening his branches or sales depots to distribute the goods to the consumers. Next is unsuitable marketing policies for middlemen. Marketing policies of manufacturer may not be welcomed by middlemen, for the terms and conditions may not favor the middleman. For example, some wholesalers or retailers would like to act as sole selling agents for a product in particular area or region. The nature of size of manufacturing unit. The nature of size of manufacturing unit has a great impact on the selection of distribution channel. First is the manufacturer reputation. Reputed and financially sound manufacturing concerns can easily engage middlemen as compared to lesser reputed and newly established units. Generally, a financial weaker unit cannot operate without the help of middlemen. Next is experience of the undertaking. Industrial undertakings have ample marketing ability and experience can effectively manage their distribution activities themselves. They have lesser dependence on undertaking intermediaries. Next is services provided by manufacturers. Selection marketing intermediaries is also influenced by various services provided by the manufacturer. So these services include extensive advertisement for the product, after-sales services, and facilities of credit. The manufacturers providing services can easily avail the services of reputed retailers and wholesalers. Next is the government regulations and policies. Also influence the choice of distribution channels. The government may impose certain restrictions on the wholesale trade of particular product aid to take over distribution of certain products. All these restrictions have a direct impact in selecting channel of distribution. Next is competition. The nature and extent of competition for one industry is another detrimental consideration in selecting a distribution channel. Different manufacturers producing similar products may employ the same channels of distribution. For the promotion, meaning and definition of promotion is a process of marketing communication involving information, persuasion, and influence. Promotion is a form of telling and selling. It is a way of creating or influencing the sense of existed product through various means like advertising, sales promotion, and personal selling. According to McCarthy, promotion is concerned with any method that communicates to target market about the right product to be sold in the right place at the right price. Promotions encompass sales, promotion, advertising, and personal selling. So according to Philip Kotler, promotion encompasses all the tools in marketing mix whose major role is persuasive communication. Promotion mix forms methods of promotion. First is the personal selling. It is the most important, the most effective, and the most costly form of promotion. It is the best means of oral or face-to-face or direct communication. Personal presentation has the prospect of affecting sales. Advertising. It is a means of mass communication. Advertising is also an important form of promotion and it costs less than personal selling. So next is sales promotion. Marketing activities other than advertising, publicity, and personal selling are known as sales promotion. So it serves as a bridge between personal selling and advertising. Next is publicity. It is a non-personal stimulation of demand as advertising. It stimulates demand for a product or service or a business unit by making publicity in radio, television, etc. Next is public relation. It is a form of promotion. It creates, develops, and maintains a bright image of an organization or the public. Next is point of purchase display. Promotion at the point of purchase is more effective. Proper displays of product is done by manufacturers or distributors. Next is direct mail is sent to selective customers. It will attract the customers to buy the goods. Next is other forms of promotion, sampling, coupons, discounts, special premiums, etc. All this will play a key role in the overall marketing strategies of a company. Next is importance role of promotion. Company promotions play many roles in marketing designed to produce certain desired effects. First is the increased brand awareness. Promotions such as television, radio, and magazine advertising increase brand awareness. More people tend to learn about a particular company or its brands if they frequently see or hear about them. Next is provide information. Companies also use promotions to provide information, and marketers may use press releases, displays, pamphlets, in-store videos, demonstrations, etc. to convey information. Next is increased customer traffic. Grocery stores, beauty salons, and movie theaters use promotion and such frequency programs to increase customer traffic. Frequency card promotions are designed primarily to attract traffic among current customers. New customers also designed may be attracted to promotion if they hear about it. Next is more employment. Promotion activity helps increase more employment opportunities to people who are unemployed, as the promotional activities cannot be performed without the help of an effective sales force and specialists in various fields. Effective sales support. Promotion helps in sales support of the product. Sales promotion makes the salesman effort more productive. It provides good support in selling different types of goods. Sales of different types of goods in the market are very necessary to increase the market economy. Next is increased speed for product acceptance. Most of the sales promotion devices contest premium coupons. It can be used faster than other promotion methods such as advertising. Increasing the speed of product acceptance is very important in competitive market, so it is necessary to increase the speed of product. Next is the sales promotion. Sales promotion is generally defined as those marketing activities that provides extra values or incentives to the sales force, the distributors, or the ultimate consumer, and can stimulate immediate sales. So according to AHR Delenn, sales promotion means any steps that are taken for the purpose of obtaining or increasing sales. Often, this term refers to a special tool of selling efforts that are designed to supplement personal selling, advertising, and by coordination, helping them to become more effective. In other words, sales promotion refers to those specialized activities rather than personal selling and advertising that are taken by a firm for promoting its sales. There are tools of sales promotion. First is the consumer-oriented. Tools are aimed at increasing the sales to existing consumers and to attract new customers to the firms. It is called as pull strategy. First, it includes the following: free samples, coupons, exchange scheme, discounts, premium offers, personality promotions, installment sales. Next is trade-oriented, which is cash bonuses, stock return, credit stream, dealer conferences, dealer trophies. Next is advertising. The word advertising derived from the French word advertir, which means to notify or to inform. It is informing the public of the existence of a particular product or service. In other words, understand advertising defined as non-personal forms of presentation and promotion of ideas, goods, or services by an identified sponsor through paid sponsorship. It is an attempt to make a particular product or service known to the public and to create demand for the same. The objective of advertising is getting attention, building sales and profits, switching back, where companies have switched their previous customers back. They attract customers back like discount sale, new advertise, some reworking done on packaging. Next is brand switch. Next is building brand awareness. So advantages or merits or arguments in favor of advertising. First is expansion of market. Next is increased sales. Next is fights competition. Next is educates the consumer. Next is elimination of middlemen. Next is better quality products. Next is support salesmanship. Next is more employment opportunities. While the disadvantages or demerits or arguments against advertising is add to cost, breaking up your favorite shows, an online annoyance, a security risk, confuses buyers, and some advertisement is in bad taste. Next is publicity. French word derived from publicite means public. Gaining public visibility for awareness for a product or service or company name through media. According to AMA or American Marketing Association, is a non-personal stimulation of demand for a product, service, or business unit by planting commercially significant news about it in a published medium or obtaining favorable presentation of it on radio, television, or stage that is not paid for by the sponsor. Types of publicity: news releases, mass media, so that media people can prepare interesting report on the new developments in an organization and publish or broadcast them to general public. Next is feature articles. Use of an expert as journalist to write interesting feature organization and its product. Next is press conferences. An organization may request business reporters or important media to attend special press conferences where the new developments are communicated to mass media. Next is sponsorship of social events. May receive a very good publicity if it sponsors social events like cultural gatherings, sporting events, seminars, and many more. Importance of publicity is to announce new products, to announce new policies, press conferences, sponsorship of social events. This is also to report performance. Next is personal selling. It's where business use people to sell the product after meeting face-to-face with the customer. According to Caston, personal selling is the art of understanding, appreciating, and influencing other people for mutual benefits. It is a process of persuading and assisting a prospective customer to buy a commodity or service. The importance of personal selling is selling complex products. Focus on prospective customers. It can be a channel of communication, a social relations, and it provides feedback. It complements and advertising. Then for the public relations, according to British Institute of Public Relations practice is a planned and sustained effort to establish and maintain goodwill and mutual understanding between an organization and its publics. In other words, it is a planned and purposely activity undertaken by an organization to develop better mutual relationship with its public. Recent trends in market such as social media marketing or SMM is a form of internet marketing that utilizes social network websites as marketing tool. It refers to techniques that target social networks and applications to spread brand awareness or promote particular products. It is to produce content that users will share with their social network to help a company increase brand exposure and broaden customer reach. First, for example, is the Facebook. It is a social networking service launched on February 4, 2004, founded by Mark Zuckerberg with his college roommates. Facebook and marketing. A marketer can boost posts by targeting audiences. Facebook Ads Manager can be used to promote posts. Marketer can create a Facebook pages, sharing fan-created content, and Facebook groups can be used as discussion forum. This is just an example of social media marketing, and there are lots more. For the categories types of e-business or e-commerce, business to business, sells product or services to other businesses or brings multiple buyers and sellers together in central marketplace. It is also known as vertical web community. The next is business to consumer, sells product or services directly to consumers, for example is the Amazon. Next is business to government, business selling to local, state, and federal agencies. Next is consumer to consumer. Consumers sell directly to other consumers, for example, OLX.com. Next is government to government. Here, departmental exchange of information taking place. For example, contacting, bidding. Next is business to employee. Information and services made available to employees online. For example, online insurance policy management. Next is M-business or mobile business, mobile phone, any other mobile device to take business practice easier, more efficient, and more profitable. Tools of M-business or mobile business is Bluetooth. It allows short radio link between laptops, mobile phones, network access points, and other devices. Next is third generation network or 3G phones let the user to surf the internet or receive emails and video clips. Next is wireless enabled personal digital assistants or PDAs. It handled PC used to read email and information downloaded from the internet. Next is laptops are most commonly used in mobile business tool, and it is used to access internet and email. Next is MMS or short message service used to send text messages via mobile phones. Next is MMS, multimedia messaging service is used to send audio, images, and video messages via mobile phones. Next is wireless fidelity, will use to connect local area networks for PCs. Next is hypermarket. Hypermarket is superstore combining a supermarket and department store. In other words, Vast self-service warehouse cum retail outlet that combines a feature of a supermarket, department store, discount store, and a special store in one location. It is also known as hypermart. Next is the customer relation marketing. CRM is business process in which client relationship, customer loyalty, and brand value are built through marketing strategies and activities. In other words, the development of an ongoing connection between a company and its customers. Next is event management or event planning. It's the application of project management to the creation and development of large-scale events such as festivals, conferences, ceremonies, formal parties, concerts, or conventions. In other words, it is the process of using business management organizational skills to plan and execute social and business events. So that could be all, and I hope you learned something. Thank you for listening and sharing your time learning with me. Have a good day and God bless.